All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going, well, deep.
Deep indeed.
Into the Baha'i faith.
Yeah.
Specifically, how it looks at some really big stories from religion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Adam and Eve, the forbidden fruit, even the resurrection of Jesus. These stories that are, well, most people kind of take them literally.
Yeah.
But today, we're going to, flip the script a bit and look at them from a whole new angle.
Absolutely, that's what we're here for.
So one of the things that's really cool about the Baha'i faith is that it sees all these different religions as chapters in one big story.
Right, like it's all connected, part of
Yeah.
this one kind of grand narrative.
Exactly. It's like a puzzle where each piece adds to the bigger picture.
I love that analogy.
Right. So instead of just seeing okay, this one thing happened, period, it's more about what do these stories tell us about, the human spirit, our connection to something bigger.
Yeah, what's the deeper meaning?
Exactly. So we're going to kind of decode those symbols and see what they reveal.
I'm excited.
Me too. So let's dive right in. Let's start with, the classic Adam and Eve.
Yeah, the OG story.
So most people know the traditional take. Adam and Eve, they messed up, disobeyed God, and bam, original sin.
Right.
But the Bahá'í's faith, it kind of takes a different route.
It does. And, it starts by seeing Adam and Eve not so much as historical figures.
Okay, so not like actual people who live.
Right, more like symbols. They represent humanity at the very, very beginning of our spiritual journey.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so what about the forbidden fruit? Was there even a real apple?
Haha, that's the thing. The Baha'i faith says it's not about an actual physical fruit.
Oh, okay, so what does it symbolize then?
It's about the choices we face, between good and bad, light and dark, that inner struggle we all have.
So it's not about blaming Adam and Eve for everything.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that, hey, we all have the potential for both good and bad choices.
And it's up to us to choose, right?
Totally. And that choice, that's what drives our spiritual growth.
That's pretty powerful. So it's not just about one moment in a garden. It's about this ongoing journey.
Exactly. It's a process of learning, evolving. And get this, the Baha'i teachings actually say that there were even civilizations and prophets before Adam and Eve.
Whoa, really? So it's like saying this whole spiritual thing, it goes way, way back.
Way back. It's a long, long history.
Wow, okay. So this idea of spiritual growth, it seems to connect with how the Baha'i faith sees the resurrection of Jesus too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, another super important story, especially in Christianity.
Right, and again, we usually think of it as this physical event, Jesus literally coming back to life.
Right, but the Baha'i faith, it sees it more as a spiritual resurrection.
Okay, so not about the body, but about the soul.
Yes, it's about the soul being reborn, being eternal, and it's about the power of spiritual awakening, that transformation that happens inside us.
So how does that translate into the lives of actual Baha'i followers?
It means that instead of waiting for Jesus to physically return, they focus on living those qualities that he represented.
Okay, love, compassion.
Exactly. Justice, kindness, putting those things into action every day.
So it's more about embodying those principles than a future event.
Yeah, it's about how you live your life right here, right now.
I see. And this idea that God's message, it unfolds over time. The Baha'i faith has a name for that. Right?
Yeah. They call it progressive revelation.
Right, progressive revelation.
It basically means that God's wisdom, it's not boom, all at once. It's revealed gradually through different prophets throughout history.
Little by little, we get more pieces of the puzzle.
Exactly. Think Abraham, Krishna, Buddha, Zoroaster, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad. They all brought a piece.
And they're all part of the same story, right?
Yep. Part of this one big unfolding truth.
Wow. So it's they're all connected, all part of the same team.
In a way, yeah. And in the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah, the founder, he's seen as the most recent messenger in that line.
Oh, I see. So he's bringing the latest piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. And his teachings, they're all about how do we apply these ancient truths to the challenges we're facing today?
How do we create a more unified world?
Yeah, how do we bring about peace?
It's really mind-blowing to think about all these different traditions being connected like that.
It is, isn't it? It makes you zoom out and see the bigger picture.
Totally. And I mean, if all these religions are part of one unfolding truth, then it means we're all connected too, right?
Absolutely. That brings us to another core Baha'i principle. the oneness of humanity.
Right. So we're all in this together no matter what we believe.
Exactly. We're all searching for meaning, for connection with something bigger. We're all on this journey.
This has been such a eye-opening deep dive. What really stands out to you about how the Baha'i faith looks at these big stories?
You know, what I love is that it invites us to really think, to go beyond the surface level and find those deeper meanings.
Instead of getting stuck on the literal details.
Right. It's about finding those universal truths that connect us all.
And it's not just a story we're reading. It's something we're actively part of.
Absolutely. We're contributing to it with our own lives, our choices.
That's pretty powerful. And, you mentioned earlier about men and women being equal.
Yeah, that's another big Baha'i principle.
So everyone, no matter their gender, they can contribute to making the world a better place.
Exactly. Everyone has that potential.
Wow, that's a lot to think about. So if this, spiritual understanding keeps evolving, what do you think the next piece of the puzzle might be? What's coming next in the story of faith?
That's the big question, isn't it? What challenges will we face? What new insights will emerge? It's exciting to think about, isn't it?
It is. And that's exactly what we all need to keep exploring, right?
Absolutely. The journey continues.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into something fascinating.
See you then.